What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more acid-techno. And we're going to listen to another tune from the three-person collaboration of Dynamo City, Chris Liberator and Henry Cullen, aka D.A.V.E the drummer, and Rats on Acid, Andy Newbury. And this is Virus. This one's from a little bit earlier. This is 2021, I think like the fall, maybe like October of 2021. And it's called Virus. And as you may suspect, 2021, a term or a tune called Virus, might be playing off of the global pandemic, which was still very much prevalent at that time. And yes, there's also, I think, another way to read the word, the idea of, a virus, whether it's a mind virus or something that is corruptive and corroding of a larger entity, be it an institution, a society, or indeed a biological system. So I think it very much fits with the acid-techno punk rock ethos of, fighting back against those or that which corrupts and corrodes and which is, destructive of a more positive and healthy approach. So yeah, again, I think it's a tune that is directly playing off of the global pandemic at the time, but also fitting right in with the sort of tone and, again, independent or underground attitude of the label Stay Up Forever and acid-techno music more generally. So let's give it a listen. This is Dynamo City and Rats on Acid. The track is Virus, and this one is a dark stomper, so prepare yourself. Already very subterranean. I am reminded of a hardcore track I did a reaction to by Formac called Death Infection, which was the same thing in the world of hardcore. It's like a little like whip sound in there. Still has its ace up its sleeve though. very virus-like. Reboot the system. Which again, like having to reboot a system because it contracted a virus, it became infected. Stripped down section in the beginning and now gives me this vibe of like this deep and dark like acid-techno ocean, like with no refuge from it as far as you can see in any direction. There's obviously some pops in this copy. I don't remember that. I mean, it happens sometimes, but normally when it does happen, it gets burned into my brain like, oh, my copy of that track has a skip in the latter stages, or in the early part, or in the breakdown, whatever it is. I didn't have any such recollection here, but again, already a bit of mileage on the record. I have used it in multiple sets. But yeah, as I'm listening to that, number one, it's just a cracking tune, and as I said, those 2 moments before and after the breakdown and release, when the real, like, big, wicked riff comes in, like, I just love the way it drops. I love its, like, snarling, but like having it sound, meaning it's like dark and wicked, but it's a bit fun, like it has a like cheeky character to it. And I love the way it's sort of like burning hot on top of that deep, like rumbling, like darker acid techno ocean layer. So yeah, I love the composition of the tune. I like the use of the samples, including the reboot the system. But ultimately, as I'm listening to that track during the reaction, I'm thinking of all the tunes that it would go well with, and there's like one or two I'm like blanking on the name of. I want to look up, but ones that come to mind right away. A few by Chris Liberator and Sterling Moss. I think that would work well with their Swarm track. I think it would work well with their. Is it Level Zero? No, I think it's the track on the other side. What's the track on the other side of Level Zero? Oh, I'm gonna have to look it up. But also their like Way of the Samurai release. I'm just gonna have to look it up because it's gonna annoy me. War on the Outside. That's the track. War on the Outside. I think that would work very well with that. And as I said, the Way of the Samurai release. Maybe in particular, is it Massive? I'm trying to remember the B-side for that one. I think it's called Massive. Let's see here. A Massive Line, that's what it is. But yeah, wait, like either of those tunes. And what's the... It's a tune by... Yeah, Secret Hero, 1999 Flaky Gigs. I think that could work well with. So yeah, a lot of the like driving, like heavy, like darker end of the Stay It Forever catalog. And what is the name? I think it's a Dynamo City record. I mean, not that this is particularly important if you're not a DJ, but yeah, when when I hear a tune, it's always like, oh, I love this, and also it could go well with this, and it kind of reminds me of this, that it would mix well with this. And so I do have to check. What is the... Oh, it is. It's the... Is it Frustration? Oh, Somebody or Nobody. Yeah, Somebody or Nobody, which is the B-side of What You Gonna Do, Shoot Me. I gotta remember... What release is Frustration on? In the moment, I'm forgetting. I suppose I could look it up in my collection. Again, I apologize for this indulgent after, DJ workshopping. But as I said, there's just something that happens when you start, mixing, or when you've been mixing for a long time and you hear a tune of a certain flavor, because it's like, within a larger... Oh, it's another Dynamo City release. It's the B-side to Bomb in Your Ass, which is also a good tune. But yeah, any one of those, which I guess it's telling, right? Because I'm talking about tracks by Dynamo City more generally, Chris and Henry, but also Chris and Sterling, who also, made a lot of tunes that have this like wicked driving and energetic sound, as well as Secret Hero, which is one half of Dynamo City in his own, like one of his own aliases. Which, again, shout out to Secret Hero, aka Henry, for like bringing back that alias initially through the, Silmar Acid. Is it Silmar Acid? I forget the name of it, but it's the tune on Jose Lethal One's label, which, again, I went to the party in Silmar where that track was eventually, given name to. In any case, yeah, it's a dark and dirty underground acid track, and I think it, captures the vibe of a virus in the system, whether, again, you're thinking about it globally at the time or in terms of, a corruptive entity, which, again, now that I think about it, like, acid-techno could be seen as a virus in an unhealthy system. It's, a system that's oppressive, and it's, very authoritarian and so on, and like how do you take down a system like that? Well, with a virus. And so, underground acid techno could be the very infection that is desirable, although again, on the flip side of it, a virus could be a sort of like fuzzy and closed-minded way of thinking, and might insert itself into an otherwise healthy biological system. So I think like the sample and the concept could be taken in some different ways, but aside from that, it's just a cracking, stomping, and acid wicked tune. Shout out once again to Dynamo City and to Rats on Acid. Shout out to Stay It Forever and always, as well as Chris specifically. And yeah, let me know what you think of this. I will see you next time. Peace.